This is huge. The Lionsgate portal is officially open, and this year it is carrying something extraordinary. Every year around this time, our planet moves through one of the most powerful spiritual activations of the entire year. The angels have shown me that this year's Lionsgate has a very specific mission, and it has to do with something ancient and powerful that lives inside of you. In this transmission, I'm going to share the messages I channeled from the angels on what makes this year's gate different from any before it, and exactly how you can align with it to receive the blessings it's carrying for you. So take in a deep breath with me, and let's tune in. In case this is our first time meeting, hello, I'm Sarah Hall, and I'm an angel channeler. I have some exciting angel messages to share with you about this year's Lionsgate. But first, in case you're wondering, what exactly is the Lionsgate? Every year, from around July 28th through August 12th, our sun, currently in the sign of Leo, which is symbolized by the lion, hence the name Lionsgate, aligns with the star Sirius and the three brightest stars of Orion's belt, Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka. Now, notice that it's 3 stars in a perfect row. The number 3 is deeply, deeply sacred. 3 is the balance of mind, body, and spirit. 3 also reflects the Divine Trinity, a symbol that expresses the great human journey itself. The journey in which we come to know ourself, we come to know the world or that which is other, and we come to know God. Self, other, and the divine. These are the 3 sacred relationships that shape the entire evolution of human consciousness and our awakening into the realization of God. When these 3 sacred stars light up over us during the Lionsgate, they are echoing that sacred pattern of awakening back to us, straight from the heavens. And here's the mysterious and beautiful part. This bright row of stars lines up right over the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. The placement of the pyramids was chosen for this alignment, an alignment that coincides with the flooding of the Nile and the ancient Egyptian New Year, a time symbolizing fertility, abundance, and the renewal of life on Earth. The pyramids, with their points piercing up into the sky towards these bright stars, represented ascension into the spirit realm, because to the ancient mystics, these stars were gateways into spirit. And according to the messages I've received, the pyramids were built not only to send ascending energy up into the higher dimensions, but also to receive energy from spirit and ground it here into our world. Imagine an inverted tetrahedron made of spiritual energy and pointing down into the earth within each pyramid, sort of like the shape of a Star of David. The wide base open to the heavens receives divine light. The narrow point channels that light down into the earth. The physical pyramid embodies masculine, giving energy, while its energetic spirit realm counterpart embodies feminine, receiving energy. So during a Lionsgate, these 3 stars ping their light down into our earth and into those very pyramids. And here is something important to understand about that light. In the spirit realm, light is the form that consciousness takes. Light is how consciousness moves and travels. So when the light of these stars pours into our world, it is charging the earth with consciousness. Light that is encoded with wisdom, sent to guide our evolution and our ascension into higher spiritual awareness. And each of these 3 stars carries its own unique medicine. Alnitak, the first of the 3, was profoundly revered by the ancient Egyptians, who linked it to Osiris, the god of the afterlife and of resurrection. Its precise position is famously mirrored at the very layout of the Giza pyramid complex, marking it as a conduit for the soul's passage into the divine. Its energy resonates with our third eye and our solar plexus, the centers of higher vision and of personal power, and it vibrates with the frequency of transformation. That frequency pushes us through portals of awakening and clears away the dense lower vibrations within us so that our spiritual wisdom can finally take form as real physical action in our lives. During the Lionsgate, Alnitak charges our earth with a clear conscious connection to the divine, and it pours something else into our collective too, the energies of empowerment, of inner authority, and of the ability to stand in our own victorious command. Now, Alnilam, the middle star, is the brightest of the three. Its name comes from Arabic for string of pearls, and that name holds a whole teaching inside of it, because just as single pearls are threaded together one by one to become a beautiful necklace, your distinct lessons, your lifetimes, and your choices are all being strung together to create the necklace of your soul's story. Alnilam invites you to find the beauty in that progression, to honor just how far you have come. As the center point of the belt, it is the bridge, balancing your inner world of intuition with your outer world of action. It carries the reminder that all earthly things are only temporary. Alnilam shines like a beacon of pure spiritual illumination, resonating with the crown and heart. And it calls you to stand in your authentic power by releasing the illusions you have outgrown. Its energy guides you to express your higher purpose with absolute clarity. Tuning into Alnilam's light is also a way to tap into ancient wisdom, to awaken the psychic gifts sleeping within you, and to connect with the higher cosmic realms. Now, Mintaka, the third star, is known as a celestial home for the starseeds, those souls who have lived beyond this earth. Mintaka carries the energies of crystal clear waters, of divine vision, of purity, and of universal love. Its light is powerfully compatible with water, so as it streams into our world during the Lion's Gate, the very waters of our earth are charged with pure light and pure love, a love that purifies, that heals, and that unites all things in divine truth. Resonating with the root and the throat chakras, Mintaka's vibration is deeply cleansing, here to help heal old trauma, to release the heavy emotions we have carried, and to reconnect us with divine harmony. Old legends describe Mintaka as a place of two suns, a place with no shadows at all. Spiritually, that symbolizes a state of pure light and total transparency, where everything is seen exactly as it truly is. Mintaka teaches us to see through the very eyes of the Creator, and in doing so, it empowers us to see and to create the way the divine creates, to manifest and co-create our blessings from a place of pure joy. Now, presiding over these three stars, the brightest of all the stars in our entire night sky is Sirius. In many ancient traditions, Sirius was spiritually revered. It is known as our spiritual sun. Just as our own sun illuminates and fertilizes the physical world, Sirius illuminates and fertilizes the spirit world. Right now, during the Lion's Gate, Sirius is being reborn, emerging back into our dawn skies after a period hidden in the light of the sun. That rebirth mirrors our rebirth, the renewal of our own spiritual light bodies, and the beginning of a fresh cycle along our path. So, during the Lion's Gate, our Earth receives a great intake of high-vibrating cosmic light. And remember, everything that Mother Earth receives, we receive too. Your light body is essentially plugged into the light body of Mother Earth. As she bathes in this light, so do you. Which means, my friend, you are bathing in powerful cosmic energy right now. And this light is not here to overwhelm you. It always meets you exactly where you are on your own unique path. It will never trigger any growth that you're not personally ready for. So, whatever rises up for you during this Lion's Gate, trust that it is for you and in perfect support of your highest good. This is one of the most powerful times of the entire year to receive healing and upgrades to powerfully charge your spiritual ascension path, which is exactly why I'm holding a live activation for it this year. If you want to receive a light body activation directly from the angels just before the Lion's Gate energy peaks, then I invite you to join me on Friday, August 7th at 12 noon Eastern Time for my Lion's Gate activation. In it, I'll be sharing channeled angel messages for our collective and leading you through a healing light body activation designed to work like a psychic surgery that will powerfully upgrade the flow of divine light and power through you. If this is lighting you up, just click the link I left for you below to sign up. And if you can't make it live, a replay will be provided to everyone who registers as well. With that in mind, let's talk about the peak of the Lion's Gate portal. The Lion's Gate is going to peak on August 8th, the date that reads 8/8. In numerology, 88 carries the number of infinity and of infinite creative possibility, the very same concept of boundless abundance that the ancient Egyptians honored during this season. It's no coincidence that the peak of this gate lands on the day the calendar itself echoes the shape of infinity. August 8th is also the point at which our sun reaches the midpoint between the June solstice and the September equinox. This halfway mark reactivates the light body shifts we began receiving at the solstice and prepares us for the ones that are coming up at the equinox. It thins the veil between the physical world and the spirit world and opens us to powerful downloads of higher awareness. And this year, that veil is thinning to reveal something incredibly profound and unique. Here's what the angels want you to know above all else about this year's Lion's Gate. This Lion's Gate is an activation of your ancient soul memories. Let me explain what that means. Your soul is ancient. It has journeyed across lifetimes and dimensions of being far older and vaster than this single human life. And all along that journey, your soul has been gathering wisdom, gathering gifts, gathering the memory and higher awareness of the nature of the divine and the framework of the universe. Deep within you is the memory of your soul's true home, the memory of Source, the memory of what it feels like to live in unity, in abundance, and in peace, and the memory and wisdom of what it takes to manifest that abundance, unity, and peace on Earth. For most of your human life, those memories have been resting quietly beneath the veil, dormant and waiting. But this Lion's Gate is here to gently wake them. And the angels showed me exactly why the timing this year is so potent. This year, the gate opens with our sun aligned with Jupiter, the great expander, the planet of blessings, of faith, of abundance, and higher wisdom. There in Leo, the sign of the lion. Our sun aligns with Jupiter like this only once a year. And this year they come together on the very days the portal opens. So everything pouring through this gate is being magnified, expanded, amplified. And what's being expanded most of all is your access to that vast, ancient library of your soul. And as the gate opens, a full moon rises to face them, holding up a full, bright lantern of light. That is the illumination. That is your ancient memory beginning to rise up out of the shadows and into the light of your conscious awareness. Now, here is the part that makes this year so different. At the peak on 8/8, our radiant sun aligns with Saturn, the great teacher, the keeper of time, the steady wisdom that helps us build. And because Saturn is the great teacher, this is also a time when your deepest soul lessons may rise to the surface. The lessons your soul has been working through across lifetimes, coming up now to teach you and to guide you as you awaken into a higher consciousness. And this is the gift, my friend. These ancient soul memories are not meant to visit you like a beautiful dream that you forget by the morning. This year, they are meant to be anchored, committed to, made real, and made lasting in your body, in your life, and in the world. Because these memories your soul is carrying, they are the blueprints for new Earth. You are not being asked to invent a new Earth out of nothing. You are being invited to remember it. The harmony, the unity, the abundance, the peace. Your soul already knows these things. It has lived them before. And this Lion's Gate is here to help you remember, so that you can bring what you remember here, so that you can co-create it right here on this Earth. That is why the whole cycle closes the way that it does. As the gate concludes, a new moon opens in the Lion's own sign, a fresh page, a clean beginning, an invitation to take everything that you've remembered and plant it like a seed into the soil of the world you are here to help build. And this year, that closing carries even more power than usual because this new moon is also a total solar eclipse. A solar eclipse is like a new moon amplified. It ushers in powerful new beginnings, accelerated change, and the closing of major chapters in our lives. The angels call a moment like this a timeline shifter, a cosmic turning point that gently but firmly invites you to release the old habits and old stories that no longer belong to you, and to step fully onto your true path. So as this gate closes, you are not only planting a seed, you are stepping through a doorway onto a whole new timeline. Expansion, anchoring, and then a new beginning. That is the arc of this Lion's Gate. And there is something else moving in our skies that speaks directly to all of this. On August 3rd, just as the gate is building up towards its peak, Chiron, the wounded healer, turns retrograde. Chiron symbolizes one of the most sacred archetypes of all, the archetype of the wounded healer. And the truth is, we are all wounded healers. As souls, we chose to journey into this human experience, an experience where we can feel separate from our source, and where we can come to know pain and suffering. But there is a holy purpose hidden inside that choice, because it is precisely by moving through our own wounds that we gain the deep, first-hand wisdom of how to heal, not only ourselves, but one another and our world. So when Chiron turns retrograde during this Lion's Gate, it turns our gaze gently inward, toward exactly the places within us that are ready to be tended. And as your ancient soul memories awaken, ancient soul wounds may rise up right alongside them, old aches, old sorrows, things you may have not realized that you were still carrying. If something painful surfaces for you now, please do not be afraid of it. It is not here to hurt you. It is here to be healed. Let it come. Let it be witnessed. And let it go. Because the very wound you heal becomes the medicine you carry forward, the medicine you bring with you into the new earth. Nothing is surfacing right now that you are not ready to release. So how do you consciously align with all of this? Start by coming home to your own heart. Find a quiet moment. Place a hand over your heart if it feels right. Take a few slow breaths and let yourself become still, anchoring all of your beautiful conscious awareness into the here and now. And once you're in that settled, present, listening state, ask your soul a simple question. What do I already know? What am I ready to remember? Then listen. Trust whatever arises. The knowing, the images, the feelings, the quiet instincts that come. Your soul will answer you. And right now, with the veil this thin and your connection this clear, whatever you receive is coming through with real strength. Then take what you remember and set an intention with it, because the new moon, closing this Lion's Gate, is a moment of planting. Ask yourself, what part of New Earth am I here to help bring to life? And set your intention to begin. As you move through these next couple of weeks, support your body through the changes. Drink extra water. It's a powerful carrier and space holder for this new light. Spend time in nature and near bodies of water, especially where this source energy is running concentrated and pure. And get plenty of rest, because your sleep is where your angels and guides can do their most hands-on work with you. And often when the oldest memories come home. And if your heart is lighting up right now, if you can feel those ancient memories beginning to stir, then I would love for you to receive this activation directly with me and the angels. I'm holding a live Lion's Gate activation on Friday, August 7th at 12 noon Eastern, one sacred day before the gate reaches its peak, so that we can catch this powerful wave of energy and ride it all the way to the crest. Here's what we'll do together. First, I'll channel the angels' messages for our group, their guidance for the collective at this moment in our awakening. And then I'll read the energy of everyone gathered and share personal messages to help you see your path from the highest perspective. Then I'll guide you into a healing, meditative light body activation where the angels will work directly with you to dissolve what no longer serves you and to activate the ancient soul memory stored within your very DNA. This is the soul wisdom recovery I've been describing to you, received live and directed toward your own divine purpose and your highest path of peace. The angels have described this activation as a kind of psychic surgery, a deep healing transformation that can lift every area of your life. And you'll receive a Lionsgate sound healing to take home with you too. To learn more and to save your spot, just click the link I left for you below, lionsgate2026.com. And if you can't make it live, no worries at all. Everyone who registers receives the replay, so you can experience it whenever the timing is right for you. And because the angels are never limited by time or space, this activation is just as powerful no matter when you receive it. Your angels will be 100% present with you in the moment that you dive in. Spots are limited and registration is first come, first served, so if you're feeling that pull, go ahead and grab yours now. Before we part, the angels want to leave you with this. The remembering that you do during this Lionsgate is not just for you. Every ancient memory you awaken, every blueprint of harmony you bring back into the light, every seed of new earth you plant, it lifts the whole of the human collective with it. You are standing at the very leading edge of this great awakening. And what you remember matters more than you could possibly know. You are the light of the world. Thank you so much for tuning in with me and for receiving these messages today. It is my deepest honor to walk this path with you. So until next time, know that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye!